Hello everyone, I am Dakshit Soni. The topic of my paper is a review on flame retardants used in polyurethane foam. This present review summarizes the research work about the different flame retardants used for polyurethane foam along with the National Building Code standards. The foams are the porous in structure, or in other words, it consists voids in its structure, means it covers larger surface area with lowest weight. Foams have become one of the widely used materials in a variety of the industries, including but not limited to the automobile, transportation, footwear, packaging, sports, and building and construction industries, and many more. Now, it is because of their properties, like these are light in weight, higher surface area, excellent retention, or widely resiliency in nature, lowest compression set, good mechanical properties, along with the excellent thermal insulation. In almost every sector, it requires excellent flame retardancy to ensure the safety. Now, from the beginning of its commercial span, so many attempts have been made to increase its flame retardancy by using the flame retardant additives. Now, these flame retardant additives or substances are used to slow down or to suppress the growth of the fire, means it prevents ignition and burning in specified condition, and these are not fireproof material. As I have mentioned, these just slow down or just try to suppress the growth of the fire. Now, in order to use the foams in building or in construction or in any other construction areas, it requires to follow the National Building Code standards, which have listed here. This includes the ASTM standards, American Society for Testing and Standard Materials, UL, these are the Underwriters Laboratories, and NFPA standards, National Fire Protection Associations. Now, almost these standards covers majority type of the building insulation. Flame retardants can be classified in two different categories: halogenated flame retardants, which include the bromine, chlorine, fluorine containing flame retardants. In case of the bromine, for example, these are the PDDs, these are polybrominated diphenyl ethers, TBB, tetrabromobenzoate, tetrabromophthalates, tribromophenoxyethane, and many more. In case of the halogen-free flame retardants, these are phosphates, expandable graphites, silicon dioxide, boron, and antimony compounds, nanocomposites such as fluorines, layered silicate, LDH, layered double hydroxides, and many more. Halogen containing flame retardants. Halogen containing flame retardants such as chlorine, bromine, fluorine containing chemical groups. Now, although having excellent flame retardant properties and lower in cost, use of halogen containing flame retardants is restricted because the nature of the fumes generated from it. It generates toxic and carcinogenic fumes along with the large amount of the smoke during burning, which might create hazardous conditions, as these are called additives, and the additives will not chemically bound with the polymer, means they migrate from polymeric materials into the environment and into the living creatures. Halogen free flame retardants. Here we have covered 5 halogen free flame retardants: silicon dioxide microcapsules, melamine and diphenyl phosphonic acid DPPD, which is also called melamine salt, expandable graphite intercalated with phosphorus, expandable graphite and ammonium polyphosphate, and aluminum trihydrate and triphenyl phosphate. Starting with the silicon dioxide microcapsules. Now, silicon dioxide microcapsules or silica microcapsule is made up of the silicon and oxygen, which improves the percentage LOI limiting oxygen index as per the figure 1. The value of the percentage LOI with varying the percentage silicon dioxide microcapsule in polyurethane foam is shown. It also shows a lower SDR smoke density value comparing to the neat polyurethane foam. Silicon dioxide is inorganic compound. It forms char residue which helps to improve flame retardancy property. Now, but the process of producing the silicon dioxide microcapsule is time consuming and is costly. Second is melamine and diphenyl phosphonic acid (DPPD). The combination of melamine and DPPD is known as a melamine salt. The combination is required because during the usage of some special type of the flame retardants, there might be chances of the situation where one property increases with the expense of the other. At that time, the combination have played a vital role to obtain optimum properties. For instance, melamine is a nitrogen-based compound. Now, its use increase density and compression modulus with increase in melamine content, and it is economical in cost also. But other properties like tensile strength and elongation will decrease. It weakens the structure of the polyurethane foam, and it also decreases the number of the cells present into the polyurethane matrix. Similarly, in case of the addition of the expandable graphite into the polyurethane foam shows excellent flame retardancy, but with the expense of the strength, modulus and other mechanical properties. Here, both the figure shows the effect of the expandable graphite on compressive strength and compressive modulus on the polyurethane foam. It shows the decrease in the compressive strength as well as in compressive modulus with increase in the percentage content of the expandable graphite. Therefore, the combination of melamine and DPPD is used. It improves the tensile strength by combination of melamine and 10-PHP DPPD in the formulation and maintains the other mechanical properties as well, but it requires much higher loading comparative to the silicon dioxide microcapsules. The third one is expandable graphite intracalated with phosphorus. Here the effects of the EG intracalated with phosphorus on the polyurethane foam is shown. The percentage LOI in the graph shows the increase with the increase of the expandable graphite intracalated with the phosphorus. This combination produces the charred residues, which will help them to suppress the flame spread by providing physical barrier and retard the pyrolysis of the flexible polyurethane foam. During the exposure to heat, the EGP will decompose into the polyphosphoric acid, and it acts to catalyze the dehydration of flexible polyurethane foam to yield the compact carbonaceous and phosphocarbonaceous residue. The fourth flame retardant is the expandable graphite and ammonium polyphosphate combination. Here the combination of expandable graphite and ammonium polyphosphate has proven effective to maintain the modulus, hardness, compressive strength properties of the foam. Here in the figure 4, it shows the effect of the expandable graphite and APP ratio on percentage limiting oxygen index of the polyurethane foam, which shows that as the percentage of the expandable graphite increases comparative to the APP, it shows the increase in the percentage LOI. But here the addition of EG and APP results in the increase on the apparent density by the approximately 47 and 32% respectively compared to the neat semi-rigid polyurethane foam. The fifth flame retardant is alumina trihydrate and triphenyl phosphate combination. Here the figure 5 and figure 6 shows the effect of ATH and TPP on polyurethane foam. In figure 5, it shows the percentage LOI, which increases when both ATH and TPP are used in the combination. The increase of the percentage LOI in combination is higher comparatively when it is only ATH is used. In case of the figure 6, it shows the compressive strength at 10% strain, which also increases when both are used in the combination. When ATH is used as a flame retarder, it decomposes into the aluminum oxide and water. Now water vaporizes and it reduces the oxygen supply as it expands and envelops the interface boundary of the foam and the environment. And these are also economically viable because these are lower in cost. So we have come towards a conclusion from the review of number of research work that there are number of flame retardants available and the interaction with polyurethane based polyol makes each of them unique and provide different amount of the flame retardancy. The synergistic behavior of flame retardants helps to achieve optimum properties without sacrificing one for the other. Yet it is needed to fully understand the mechanism of synergistic behavior of flame retardants along with their compatibility with each other. It shows that there is still some space for research in this area in order to successfully come up with a new synergistic combinations of flame retardants. For example, the effect of the combination of at least one coated expandable graphite along with the at least one phosphorus compound on the polyurethane foam can be analyzed. Several references are listed here. Thank you.